not trying to be mean. I'm trying to
What's
be real.
up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's the Nerd Den. Woo! Thanks, Andrew.
Love you.
Uh, anyway,
I did have
how
something.
you guys doing?
Good, good. I did have something I wanted to share with you. I'm going to put it in the private chat that Steve Rude is doing a project on BackerKit. I don't think I've ever heard of BackerKit.
Yeah, BackerKit's
It's very
been
similar
around forever.
to, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen or done anything on it, but it's his new 2025 sketchbook that he's
Hold on, I'm
crowdfunding. Yeah.
One with shirt.
Yeah.
He hold on, he just did he was selling his art book, his artist edition book for like $99
For which book?
for the giant big book.
Yeah, but for which one? Or was it just a variety of stuff? It wasn't for
No,
anything.
it's
Nexus.
Nexus Gormamu or whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see one of those for World's Finest, that 3-issue series he did.
Yeah, but he doesn't own the artwork. He's not that. He this is just stuff he has around. The Gormamu book is like process stuff. So it's basically
Okay, gotcha.
Basically what it is like the pencils, and then it's like the sketches, then the pencils, and then the inks. So it's like the whole book, but it's like the whole book 3 times, right?
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Okay, well,
Everybody, welcome back.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean for you guys to hear all.
So this is his book.
Yep, this is his newest sketchbook, I guess. So he's done many of these. So
He does a sketchbook a year or something.
yeah, but
16th.
Yeah.
16 years.
Yep. But like I said, he's crowdfunding it, and if anybody out there is interested, check it out. It's only got like a day or 2 left. So
what are the tiers? God, this is confusing.
If you go back up to the top,
yeah.
This I found it this way. Go back up to the top. Okay, scroll down. So right now it's on story. The next one over, the next tab over says, yeah, there you go.
Pledge level.
Yep.
Alice cover, nude cover, hard cover. I see. It's
not a very good layout.
No, it's kind of shitty.
You mean for the website?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to understand.
Yeah.
$40 though, signed is not bad.
Well, the unsigned one's only 30.
So. Oh, they put it last. Look at that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's like not bad at all. Are you going to get it?
I don't know. I'm considering it, but we got to see. There's a couple days left, and it's all a matter of how much disposable money I have available.
What are the add-ons?
I have 3 major things coming up that I got to pay for, and we'll see what happens.
Prints, book plates. Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's such a good artist. He's a little nuts, but his work is amazing.
Yep. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Just a little nuts. So you want to see the 4 comics that I picked up this week?
Yeah, please.
I made it was my Wednesday daily update video of the 4 comics I picked up, but
I got something to show you.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to do it first, or you want to go first?
Oh, go ahead. You go first.
I got a couple things. So I got my Christmas gifts. I finally got my hands on Monsters.
Oh, that's a gorgeous book.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's hard to look at because like it's like 30 years of work, and it just kicks ass for 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
and then I haven't read this yet, but I actually heard really good things about it. Daniel Clowes Monica.
Okay.
It's gorgeous, man. It's really like it's a gorgeous book. Hey, Carrots, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Happy New Year. And then I got, this is what I was going to show. This is a little, I got the Savage Dragon Volume 2, the Ultimate. Here, like this is so if anyone ever wonders why we kind of rag on Eric Larson a little. So, and Avery, you can back me up. In my opinion, the first 25 years, the first 25 issues, excuse me, of Savage Dragon are the best. Like they're just like legitimate comics.
It's really good.
It's really good, and I mean the artwork holds up. Like, it's Eric Larson's style, you know, which is take it or leave it. But like, it's genuinely like it has like a lot of fun to it, man. Like there's a lot of really there's like a lot of fun to it, right?
Yes.
But now that I'm flipping through it as an adult, knowing where he went with the book, right?
Yeah. It's
knowing
very
where
disappointing.
knowing where he went with the book, as I go through here, I'm realizing that there were signs like what I thought was like, oh, you know, he's doing his own book, so why not put some boobs in there, or like, oh, okay, his main character like has sex or whatever, like, okay, that makes sense, you know, like. But I've never seen this pinup. This is a pinup because this has everything. This is up to issue 21.
Yeah.
Up to issue 21, and it has all the covers. It's got all the pinups, and I had never seen this pinup before, and I was just like, God damn it, Eric Larson.
Okay.
What the fuck?
That's Eric Larson for you. So, thanks, Eric Larson. I appreciate you. Thank you for putting it in this book that I, you know, definitely not introducing my children to Savage Dragon, but you know, it's an amazing book.
I'm down for doing some racy stuff, but something about the direction of Dragon is very disappointing. Like, I like some pretty wild, crazy shit.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there that I don't know why. I don't even know if this means anything, but it's fascinating to me that, and again, I haven't gone through all 300 issues, but every single issue that I see where there's some chick getting like enjoyed, like always is a minority. Like, is never like a white chick. It's always like an Asian chick, a black chick. Like, I'm like, dude, like, you know, you know, I know you live in San Francisco, but can we just like not perv it out? I mean, he's also like 70 or something, or 60 plus. Like, can we not be an old man pervert? Like
Milo Manara does what he does in art, and it doesn't faze me.
Yeah.
But there's something about what Eric Larson has done to Savage Dragon. I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
No, it's very strange. It's odd, and it really, like, I don't want to say it's disturbing, but it's kind of just like, I feel I'm an adult. I'm near 50 years old. I feel kind of dirty, like, looking at any new Savage. Like, I won't go past issue 50. Like, you know what I mean? Like, forget it. You know, I don't want that in my house. Like, it's not even like a Uratsuki Doji hentai book, but it kind of sometimes gets there. Like, he just, whatever's on his mind, and he gets that. Here's the thing: Savage Dragon happens in real time, which is actually a really cool concept. Like, it's real time. He draws a page every single day, and he's done it for 30 plus years now. So it's really, it's like whatever happens in that story I'm sure he plots the story out, but whatever happens on that page sometimes happens to be whatever he's thinking that day. And if he's horny, like, or he's thinking about the good old days or something, like he's putting it in his book. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, can we not do that? Like, oh, hey, oh, Carrot, I don't know if Carrots, if you're still here, I got something for you. I'll put it in Discord later. Never mind. I'll put it in AF. We're gonna start blowing that thing up. So, yeah. I don't know. I was. Go ahead.
I did buy an issue a few years ago just to see what was up, and it was like the the vagina dentata issue, where the chick had the teeth in her vagina and bit off a guy's junk or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it's
like, kind of done.
I'm like, how this book has fallen from what it was. Now, if it had always been intended to be that type of book, that's different. Like if I buy an issue of heavy metal, I know what I'm expecting. I've been in heavy metal. I know what I'm expecting. But where Savage Dragon started and what it ended up as, and the way his art has slipped, it's sort of like a caricature of himself.
Yeah, it's just very, it's really, really, well, I don't know, man. I have a thing, at least in my house, like, you know, and granted I have younger kids, but like, I have a thing where like, I don't want to buy any artwork or show off any work that's like gory or graphic. You know, I would love to get some of those like Bruce Timm pinup original art pieces, like his marker drawings of women that are just drop dead gorgeous, but I kind of won't because I'm like, well, you know, the kids and all that kind of stuff. Granted, Eric Larson's kids are grown.
You just keep it away from them.
Right, but granted, like Eric Larson's kids are older and they're grown up. Okay, I recognize that, but I would think like your kids don't want to see grandpa fucking like drawn like weird porno comics in his office. Like it's just weird, dude.
It's like, oh, grandpa drew a snowball, and I'm not talking about.
It's really, really strange. It's really.
And that's in an issue of Savage Dragon.
It is, yes. Yeah. Anyway.
It's like, if this was a Hustler comic, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah. But anyway, what that's what I got right now. I got some other stuff to show, but I got more, but Andrew, you can stop working on your YouTube channel and you can come back on now. Or is he actually like away?
Maybe he's pooping.
I'm doing something. I'll be right back.
Oh, he's pooping.
Yeah, you hear that echo? That's the bathroom echo. He's pooping.
That's the bathroom. He's taking a shit. That's great. Hold on. All right, I guess.
Comics right now. I'm not in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh. It sounded like it. It sounded like you were pooping.
I press a comic every morning after I drink some coffee.
Oh yeah, coffee.
Yeah.
That'll make you press
a comic right now. I just am standing up and
yeah. Hot steamers.
I don't believe you. Yeah. All right, Avery.
He's not helping.
No, I sent Zach the Strike File issues and the Lobo's back issues.
Oh, nice.
And the little notes that we had.
I don't know why Avery doesn't want to do live streams anymore. He freaking rocks when he's on them. I mean, he's great. Shut the hell up.
He's not helping.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with a hot steamer. He's got that echo.
Mm-hmm.
Hot steamer.
Yeah, man. You know.
I in that pirate game, I play Sea of Thieves with some people in a guild, and you can name your ships. I named one of my ships Upper Decker. Because it's a brig, it's just 2 levels. And I had to explain to somebody because they didn't understand the name. They're like, "What's an upper decker?" And I had to explain it to them.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I try to come up with clever names for my ships. Like I got one called the Krabby C Word,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
spelled SEA word, the Krabby C Word,
Oh, I see. I got you.
as in
I
C
missed it.
Word.
C word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Another one's the Winking Starfish.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you're living your best life, Avery.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Uh,
eventually when I start streaming again, I'm gonna stream some of that game.
mm.
I
Yeah,
it's fun.
yeah.
But I want to start doing art streams again too.
Yeah. No, I carry on that. I'm just dying to get everything going. Like
Yeah.
it's so much work, dude. It's unbelievable.
Hmm.
Like it's like I had this weird expectation that I was gonna be here. Zach, I gotta mute you because the echo. Um, I had this weird expectation that over Christmas break, um, I would be able to take a few days off. Like have like, oh, I'll take two. Like I used to be able to take a week off, a couple days, but like, we ended up traveling, and traveling it's never relaxing. And then, we visited
No,
family. It's
no,
hell.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
No, you need a vacation after you take a vacation when you're
we
traveling like
do.
that, but with children and it's a family
Hmm.
thing. Like you need. There's nothing restful about any of that.
No, there really isn't. And we really need to, I mean, and now we're in the swing. Like we have so much planned for 2025,
Yeah.
that like there's no chance to break. Like there's just no chance to break. So, um, yeah, it's a challenge. Hey, are you done taking a dump?
He's
Yes, I'm
pooping.
done steaming my
Hot
comic.
steamer.
Shorts, steaming your shorts. I get it. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what I was doing.
He's ironing out the ball sack.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get the wrinkles out.
Gotta make those nuts look young.
Yeah.
Is that how you? Is that how you stop and catch a predator?
Have you ever seen the boot?
Look at him! I thought he was a 14-year-old boy. His sack is so nice and tight. His sack is so nice and tight. I don't know.
Y'all were just so wrong.
Have you guys ever seen the clip from Boondocks of the Chris Hansen bit, that guy from prison?
No.
Oh god, dude, it's so funny. You should look at it's really good. This guy deliberately gets caught by Chris Hansen, and he's like, "Oh no, Chris Hansen, I know who you are. See, I don't call you Chris Hansen. I call you Chris Handsome. Because I'm not here for no young boy. I'm here for man, but it's pretty funny.
It was pretty good.
That show was a riot.
It was a good show. So Andrew, what do you got, man?
I picked up some new comics.
Yeah, sure.
What? Comics?
Believe it or not, I actually picked up a couple of Marvel comics too, which is unusual for me.
What?
Usually I pick up like maybe a DC or two and then maybe a couple of independents, but this time I actually picked up one independent, one DC, and two Marvel comics. And yeah. Losing everything.
I haven't checked to see in a while if they put out any new facsimile editions.
Yeah, I really don't care about those.
See, to me, that's the only thing I want to buy is I want to buy the foil variants because I think they look cool.
No, I hear you. But you want to see what I got?
Yeah.
Whip it out.
This is actually really sad. This is the 4th issue of All-Star or Absolute Batman, and they've already got a fill-in artist doing an issue. This
issue 4?
Issue 4, yeah. It's
Wow.
It's like a flashback, and it's about, you know, him deciding to be Batman, and there's this one scene at the very beginning of it where he first shows up as Batman, and he's got like these teeth, and he bites somebody on the neck and all, and you later find out that he has a paralytic that he added to the teeth to knock people out. So he's not actually biting their necks and their fake teeth and so forth. He's trying to build the Batman character, and he's trying different things. And honestly, if this issue was what the regular story is about, I would have dropped it by now, because it's not interesting at all to me, really. Batman's Batman. I don't need to see a flashback tale of how he becomes Batman and then have another artist do the art. And the art's not bad. It's just not what we expected, what we got from the first 3 issues. So I think it hurt the story a little bit. The next issue is the independent book that I picked up, this is the alternate cover to Geiger number 10.
Oh, that's cool.
I really don't care about these homage covers, but Gary Frank returned to doing the art. He took the last 3 issues off. Paul Peltier was doing the art.
Wait, isn't it Gary Frank's creator-owned book? I thought it was a creator-owned.
Yeah, him and what's his name? What's the guy, the main guy, are the creators.
Jeff Johns, right?
Yeah, and
but how do you take time off of your own creator-owned book? Okay, I don't know. Right on.
But
okay.
Paul Peltier, who did a really good job, but he's not Gary Frank. But Gary Frank returned, and the issue was interesting. So, and then the 2 books that I bought, the Marvel books that I bought, were Magic number 1, because I like the character. I haven't read this issue yet. I have not read this issue yet. I have flipped through it, and the J. Scott Campbell cover is the only reason to buy this so far. And
damn,
yeah, I know. And well, the other one I bought is New Champions number 1. It's the new Champions that they've come out with, and the cover A, which is the team, was not a very strong cover at all. So I went with the Lau, whatever his name is, Art Germ alternate.
Yeah.
And you want to know the sad, sucky part about this? This particular character is literally in the corner of one panel. She's not even part of the team yet. And you don't even get introduced to her at all. So I have no idea who she is.
So it's just an art cover, basically.
It's literally another comic that they're selling you for the cover.
Well, it was a new character, so it's going to be worth something, and it's the Virgin cover or whatever.
All the character, it's not Virgin because it's not
Virgin, whatever. Yeah.
But it's all the characters were introduced elsewhere. They're just being brought together, and some of them were just like cover gimmick characters. They weren't actually characters. They were like Gwenpool originally was just a cover gimmick, and then they made her into a character. Literally, all these characters are that. So. And
that book sounds
all
atrocious.
They're all, yeah. I loved New Warriors when it first came out. I thought New Warriors was great. I like Mark Bagley art, and I like the characters, and it was really, I really latched onto it. If this was something that was supposed to be like a New Warriors type thing, there's not a single character in here I could care about, you know? And you got the...
But do they do relatable stuff, like have coffee and talk about their...
Well, this one goes home to his mom and brothers and sisters. One of them, this guy, he goes home and he's got a single dad. She doesn't know who her parents are. She's an orphan, and she's got mom and dad who love her. So I don't know how relatable it is to anybody, but this is Moon Squire, Cadet Marvel.
What?
I forget what her name is. What is her
name?
Those
are shitty names. God.
Yeah, they're real bad names.
Moon Knight does not need a young counterpart. Like,
I will say that IG Guara, that guy's art used to be pretty good. So is the art good?
It's all right. This character, her name's Liberty, and this is Hellrune. So, and in the end, well, what happens is Hellrune sends out a spell to gather all the new champions together, and then a whole bunch of other people show up, including this one girl who's called Phantasm. She's like a ghost rider, but she rides roller skates.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a little skirt. And then the
That's
other
kind of
one,
a cool drawing, though. I like the art.
Yeah, the other ones that show up include. There's like a junior Juggernaut. There's the girl Hulk, little teenage girl Hulk. There's Spider Boy up here. You got this girl that's on the covers over here. I forgot who that is, but they're all like gender changed offshoots of characters. And
it's another one of those comics made by people who don't really read or love comics for trying to sell a book to people that don't read or love comics.
Well, the New Warriors, they were all their own characters, like Firestar and Marvel Boy and Night Thrasher and Namorita. Namorita was probably the only one that was like a derivative of somebody else, but she'd been around for 10, 20, 30, 40 years at that point, in the 90s. So I don't know. I honestly bought it for the cover, and I can only recommend that if you like the cover, that's what you should buy it for. So
that book looks terrible.
You want to see the you want to see what the next big Batman thing is that everybody's going to be clamoring about?
Sure.
Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee are going back to Batman to do Hush 2.
Oh, is that the first issue?
No, this is just the DC Connect preview of it.
Oh, okay.
But the advertisement for it has all these different variants and sketch variants and all these different so pick your variant and go out and buy it.
If it comes out and it's any good at all, I'll wait for the unwrapped version or the black and white version.
So the I made my decision on the next 5 comics I'm sending in for grading, including Batman 189. This is the first appearance of the Silver Age Scarecrow.
That looks really good.
So this one's going to get pressed and sent in.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Strange Tales, issue number 169, the first appearance of Brother Voodoo.
Very cool.
All-Star Comics, number 58, the first appearance of Power Girl. Mighty Avengers, number 69. This one's a little beat up, but it's the first appearance of the Games Master, all the guys from Squadron Supreme, Nighthawk, the Wizard. All of them appear at the very end on the last page. So this is the first appearance of like 5 different characters. And then the other one is a Detective Comics issue that's in the press right now. So I can't show it to you now because it's being squished.
Let me ask you this. I actually just saw something that last week. Some comic retailer, a collector, like an actual trader, like a dealer, was saying that the buying market, from his opinion, it's always opinion. Everyone has a debate about everything. But his opinion was that the slab market has topped out, and he can't sell. He's saying, I can't sell any of my slab books on eBay anymore. They're like, the slab books are not selling. He said, I had a detective, and which was like a legitimate guy. It wasn't like some schlub. He was like, I've had these, like he said, I decided to do a test, and I had a Detective Comics special, whatever, slab, and I couldn't sell it, couldn't move it. He said, so I cracked it open. I popped it open. I removed the book and then sold it immediately. Now, have you seen anything like this? Like in
Well, the dealers that I follow on eBay that sell slab books I go in and I make offers and I make bids, and sometimes I'll win something, sometimes I'll lose. But a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll have stores where they'll list like 100 different things, and they'll be outrageously high prices, and they'll take offers. So they have something for 500, you offer them 300, they might be willing to take it, but they have them up. And every now and then they'll do an auction for a week in which they throw stuff up and they start them at 99 cents. And, and that's what people look for and follow and bid on and go for. But when you have the option of combined shipping, you kind of want to buy more than one thing. So then you'll go to their store to see what else they have, and that brings eyes to what they have for sale. So it's a tactic that a lot of dealers use to bring people into their store to look at other stuff. Because what's so funny is you'll see something out there that you're interested in, then you'll go and look in the person's store, and you'll see like the top 10 items are all auction style that are like 99 cents or more, and then the rest of them are regular generic whatever prices and not on auction, don't have time frames or whatever. And it's all about bringing people to your store to see stuff. Now, if people are having a problem selling stuff on eBay, it's probably because they're wanting too much money, or they've got ridiculous high prices. Like there's a guy, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. One of the people that a friend of mine who collects CGC books shows me is there's an Instagram seller who they put up books all the time, and it's just a flat fee. There's no cost to it. There's no shipping cost. It's like $500 and it's yours type of thing. And they had recently, I was looking through their stuff that they had up. They had a Star Wars #1 from 1977. It was, I think it was a 9.4, and they wanted $3,599 for it. $35.99. I just sent in a copy of that book to be graded for a buddy of mine, and I thought it looked great. So I pressed it and we sent it in. We're going to see what it comes back at. I'm like, if it comes back at a 9.4 or higher, and people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars for these books, for that particular one, it might definitely be worth one that maybe he holds on to, or I sell for him, and we'll see. But I would not pay $3,500 for that book. But then again, maybe there's somebody out there who will. Or maybe it's because maybe it's not going to sell. It's going to sit out there forever because that's way too high. I don't know. I see a lot of people saying I can't sell on eBay. Well, that's because you have ridiculous prices. So there's another guy that I follow who he puts his stuff up, and the prices are outrageous. And he was actually in my store, and we were talking about it one day. He goes, "Oh, somebody just offered me like half of what he had it listed for." He was going to counter with, something a little bit higher and see what the person said. But it's more or less just put it out there until somebody bites, and then you make a deal and you sell it. But I don't know. I haven't started selling on eBay. So it's something we're looking into. We're planning on doing. So we'll see what happens. But then again, I'm also well known for undercutting and having low prices to begin with. So maybe I'll have success. Who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, but so you haven't actually seen though, like an actual drop off or anything.
Well, I'm not selling stuff. I'm buying stuff, and I buy stuff all the time. I just picked up but I also like random stuff, and I like stuff that I think looks nice, looks good. I've got a Kull the Conqueror or Kull the Destroyer issue that I won. It was a 9.6, and I paid ridiculously low for it. I paid more in shipping than I paid for the actual book. But wait till I get this cover, guys. It is gorgeous. But Kull the Destroyer, who the hell cares about Kull the Destroyer, But, I mean, it looks gorgeous. Actually, I'll find it and I'll share it with you. I don't want to share it with you. I want to show you how much I paid for it.
You can. I don't care about how much you paid for it.
Well, let's put it this way. It was less than $10.
Oh shit, that's good.
Yeah. Well, shipping was $10, so.
Why would you not want to share that?
Well, I eventually want to sell it to somebody. Here, I'll show you the one. This is the one I got. And I don't ever remember seeing this. I'd never seen it before. But isn't that a gorgeous looking book?
That is wicked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's Ernie Chan. It's Ernie Chan. It's not Buscema, but it's freaking A. It's from 1977. It's considered it's considered a modern book, but that could easily be a Crom cover or an AF cover, you know?
That looks so good, man.
But yeah. But yeah. That's what I paid for it.
That's excellent. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and shipping was
$10. That's a 9.6, which is excellent.
Yes, I know. But all the other stuff that I bid on from this guy, I missed out on. So, but this is one of the regular guys I've bought from in the past. So, you know, always looking for a deal. Always looking for a deal. Yeah, that's Star Wars #1 that we were looking at. 9.4 graded guides for $690, but they were asking $3,500. So it's all a matter of if people are willing to pay for it, you know? And if we're now in a slump where people can't sell stuff, then they're going to start lowering prices and just getting rid of stuff, which is music to my ears, you know?
People don't have the money to burn right now.
No.
And I hate to say it, when the guy texted me and said, "Hey, are you selling? Are you available to sell?" I thought what he was trying to say was that he was selling, because he's had some in the past that he was been willing to sell to me. And I was like, oh God, I don't have the money to buy anything right now. I just getting ready to send off another shipment of stuff to get graded. I don't have the extra money, you know? But luckily he wasn't selling, he was buying. And I'm like, hot damn, let's do it. You know?
Yeah. I'm not going to go into what it was, but I've came across something recently. $300. Haven't seen them that cheap. This thing I want in years, a decade. I haven't seen them that cheap.
Yeah.
Had to pass. Can't buy it right now. Don't have $300 to drop.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. You get lucky sometimes, and maybe it's changing. Maybe I have a positive feeling about some certain prices. I think a lot of stuff is fucked, but I think some things will.
Yeah.
Some things will get better. I found a bunch of. There's a bunch of art going on. It's a one of those beautiful auction times right now. If you want to see some stuff.
Sure. Some stuff.
Awesome. So this is I saved everything. But we got a 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man, signed by McFarlane. And that's like verified. Look at this, dude. I'll get to the artwork in a minute, but a 10, The Cult. #1.
Oh, wow.
A perfect 10.
Well, those square bound books you have a better likelihood of getting a higher grade with them.
Yeah.
Like the highest graded book I have in my store is a 9.9, and it's one of those black label square bound Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey issues. Yeah. That's nice. But
that is really cool. That's one of I loved, I don't actually remember the story, but I remember the covers. Right?
Yeah.
Check this out. These two books are really interesting, and then we'll get to some art. This is I kind of want it, although it's this we're at that stage now where you're like, oh, $2,300, that's not terrible, but no, it's going to go for, you just add another zero to it. This is Fantastic Four number 40 through 52. It's a signed bound volume from the library of Jack Kirby. This is his copy. And so what they used to do, what he did is, this is before graphic novels, right? So he just took all the copies of his book, and at some point he had it bound, and I guess he was at a convention and had him and Stan Lee sign it. But this was his copy at his house, right? So he just had his comic, so he could flip through his own books, right? I mean, that's the first appearance of Black Panther, you know. That's what they're showing. They're showing the special issues, like the first appearance of Galactus and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But like, it's there. This is his book, and signed by him, and it was from his estate. Like, it's his book, which is pretty awesome. I love that kind of stuff. Like,
bounding comics like that kind of destroys the value of them, but having it be his copy with his signature on it, kind of, yeah,
that's right. That's why. That's why. Yeah.
Like, if this was like just some random fan who that's how they collected the comics, he just destroys
it wouldn't be
them.
worth it. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It might still hold some value, but it wouldn't be like this much value. But this is like how Kirby was able to like.
It's like Jesus. If he had a copy of the Bible, it was his own personal copy, and it said this copy belongs to Jesus, and he signed
identical.
It would be worth a lot. Yeah, it'd be worth a lot.
Yeah, completely identical. And then interestingly enough, like right next to it is this volume.
I thought you'd like
this
that.
This Kirby volume is issues 40 to 52, right? Right next to it is issue 50 to 70. Now this is a bound volume signed and sketched by Joe Sinnott. So this is Joe Sinnott's copy, right? So he has, right, and this is like 20 issues. He bound him deep. So there's a Silver Surfer, and he actually drew in the front and the back. So he has like some sketches in there, right? Like, look how good that looks. And then signed it to a fan. And this was, I guess, signed by a fan. This wasn't like his personal collection. This was like somebody else. But like, look at how nice that is. Lee and Kirby, 50 to 70. There's just like some sketches in there.
There's some people that do some amazing binding of books.
Yeah.
And it's an art form in itself,
Well, this was old school. Like this was like they probably bound it in 1975 or something. Like, this is old.
Yeah.
This is not a new binding, and no one would do that nowadays because they're graphic novels. There's some other cool books in here, but let's see.
Speaking of crazy people that would do stuff like this, you remember the Comic Geek Speak guys did binding of books.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's his name did a whole binding of all of the Who's Who collection. By the way, I'm not sure if you pay attention anymore, but they are getting ready to celebrate their 20th anniversary later this year.
God.
And they're doing another meetup, but it's not like a convention style meetup. It's like just hey, anybody want to stop by? We're going to be at this place, and we're going to hang out this store or whatever. And I don't know. It's something if you're interested in. I know it's been a while, but they're getting ready to celebrate 20 years.
Are you thinking about going?
Possibly, maybe.
Where is it? Is it in Allentown?
I'm assuming it's in Reading, but they announced it that I think it's like March or May of this year is going to be their 20th anniversary. Haven't talked to, hung out, done anything with those guys in many, many years. I think the last time I met and saw one of them, we ran into Peter Rios, in downtown New York at a bus station. Yeah. He was going somewhere for a performance, and we were like, "Oh crap, hey Peter!"
Yeah.
And at that time, he hadn't been involved with them in years, but I still have fond memories of hanging out with those guys and talking to them and listening to them.
Oh yeah, me too. They were good. That's crazy that they're still doing it. But so this is Simon Bisley.
Biz is the man.
Isn't that gorgeous?
What is that from?
That, you see, good eyes. That is an unpublished double-page splash from something called Wrestling Wars.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. This one's cool. This is John Bogdanove.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of going after that old school style, right?
Yeah. Amazing illustration. Terrible era for Superman.
Yes.
But The drawing's
not the
phenomenal.
not the artist's fault.
No, not
the
his
artist's
fault.
fault.
No.
Look at this. This is a Marvel preview. Star-Lord with John Byrne and Terry Austin. Look at that. Hold on. How sick that is.
That looks gorgeous.
He really is like a virtuoso. Like he can kind of draw everything. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This I'm actually like interested in. It's a Howard the Duck by John Byrne from his sketchbook.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like, you know,
John Byrne's definitely high on the list.
Like, look how good that is. Isn't that wicked? And it's funny because his grocery list is on the bottom over down here. That's his grocery list. Let's see. There's some more John Byrne. This is Greg Capullo from X Factor. Sorry, X Force. You want to see that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
You gotta tell me because I have I save a ton of shit. Come on, I wish it was better.
Yeah, I never got over how huge he was drawing Cannonball.
Yeah, I didn't like that, but like, so what? He's so good. This is by far my favorite art style of Greg Capullo. I know he's like quote unquote better now, but this to me was like the best. I don't know. It just when I saw this shit, it just hit me hard, you know. I mean, this isn't the best inker either, but this is so good.
Who was inking that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't know if it says. Harry Candelario.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. Johnny Craig. Oh, check this out, dude. This is Luis Dominguez, who I'm not super familiar with, but check this cover out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Zoom. Heritage is something with
issues are good.
Heritage is something with their zooming that just like look how dope that is. Look how sick that is, dude. I love it. It's so loose, but it's so like I don't know, detailed, alive. I don't know what you call it. It's just so good. That is so sick.
All that
I would take that in
cross-hatching with a
heartbeat.
brush, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's so good. Oh, just juicy. What is that? What is it going? $1,000. Oh, so good. I know it's gonna be way more than that because it's a cover. There's no way it's gonna go for $1,000. Kevin Eastman, Glenn Fabry, Michael
Yeah, show the
Golden.
Glenn Fabry.
Okay. Zoom in. Okay, I gotta go a little more. If I can. Oh, there we go.
His paintings, dude. It's just the detail.
Yeah, man, and he knew how to. I mean, you can tell he knows what he's doing, and you can tell he didn't like. It looks hyper detailed, but it also looks like he didn't spend too much time on it.
What's so funny is story-wise how twisted this scene is. You know, if you know what's happening in this scene.
I don't totally remember.
Jesse Custard is being punished by his grandmother. He's put in a coffin that is sunk to the bottom of a lake, and it's got that pipe that just feeds air to it. and he's
Mhm.
being punished for something. And in his imagination, he talks to, what's his name, the Duke, and that's the image of him is
Oh yeah.
his image of him talking to him while he's being tortured down there, and in he's in a coffin in the bottom of a lake, and it's
That's awesome.
just yeah.
Let's see.
What series is that from?
Preacher.
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 Yep.
Do you like Michael Golden?
No, hate his guts. Everything he does sucks. Fuck that guy.
Michael Golden's awesome.
Michael Golden is a god.
See, I'm going to try to do this and see if it's better. Hey, that worked better. God damn it. Whatever.
What is that from? It's obviously this.
Mutant X.
Oh, okay.
X-23.
Probably from the 2000s, but newer. But that was that
Havoc
Havoc
and
series. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Havoc and Cyclops fighting.
So clean, man. The opposite of like the older work that we saw, like the Ghosts, you know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get a Joseki Kojima. He's the guy from Lone Wolf and Cub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like these are so pretty. Like that would look great in my house. But you know, one day. There's a Joe Kubert Losers cover.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Joe Kubert Detective Comics. Rob Liefeld. McFarlane from Infinity Inc.
Damn.
Ed Norvik, Batman. This was like a Spawn thing that looked kind of cool. I don't know the artist too much, but what else we got? Joe Quesada, Daredevil. Yeah, let's look at that one. I wanted to look at this because this is kind of a minimal cover.
It's not a cover; it's a page, but it's from
page.
It's from that series that he did, Father.
Yeah,
where he drew him like super freaking huge.
Yeah, I like that. And it didn't bother me. Like, look at that. That looks so good. He lost this, dude. This is really good. I wish he still drew like this. Look at that.
Definitely Frank Miller inspired, but more dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, look at he's got the handstand with the legs, dude. This is why I used to love Joe Quesada. Like, that is just so good. I would just stare at that forever. There's just no way. Ugh. The fucking economy made all the comic art skyrocket. I can't afford shit anymore. There's a crazy Uncle Bill
Hit
homage. Girl. Yeah, Hit Girl homage cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, homage to himself.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
He's allowed.
Yeah, he can get whatever he wants. Yeah, that's like his famous image. There's like 1 million Barry Windsor Smith pages up for sale right now. This one's from Barry Windsor Smith and Bill Sienkiewicz, Excalibur 27.
Oh, damn.
Excalibur 27. Wildstorm Rising. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Really? You don't? That was the group, like a big book from Wildstorm. When they were trying to bring in, that was after Rune, I think, or right around the Rune time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a period in that time when Barry Windsor Smith was doing a shit ton of books.
You should show Avery that comic I gave you. The Rune Conan, Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
ever get a chance to look at it?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I have it. I've got it over there. Check this out. Isn't that wicked?
Yeah, I must have been checked out on Image by this point.
Yeah, this was about the time when Image was getting shitty, but it was Barry Windsor Smith, so I picked it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. My kids are awake. Hold on for a second. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. I'll be right back. Sorry. Be right back.
NyQuil. Oh, that's a great little. I can't see any of this.
That's all right.
We're stuck. So
We can just chit chat.
I'd love to talk, but right now I have a armful of cat, and I feel very relaxed. I also drank a whole bottle of cough syrup.
nice.
I'm feeling kind of mellow right now.
Are you taking Are you drinking whole bottles of cough syrup
No,
for a cold?
nah. I just wanted to imitate my hero Lester Bangs.
Oh, there you go.
No, so actually, but for serious, actually, what I do is let me put it this way: I've been down in Florida almost like 5 years now, and I swear my blood is thinned. When I moved down here, like 64 degrees outside, that's t-shirt weather. I'm from the Northeast. We've got ice chips in our blood. Now it drops below 70, and I'm bundled up like it's the Arctic. And even then I still got freaking cold. So,
Okay.
yeah, so no, I took some cold medicine. It's making me a little oogie. So, but no, it's like it actually hit 38 degrees last night. Well, yesterday morning where I was, and the problem is that my cats are all Florida cats. They don't handle the cold that well either. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, why am I bent like bent backwards like a question mark? Oh, right, it's because this little fur ball is like sprawled out in the middle of the bed, and he's got his claws like resting gently on the lower part of my back. So I'm literally like lying on the edge of the bed. I'm about to fall out of it.
Because your cat took over the bed.
No, my cats, as in plural, took over the bed. So one of them's like, like lying sprawled. He's got his claws like perched very gently on the small of my back. So that's how they get you to move. The other one is like sprawled across the pillow. So it's like my head is like bent at an odd angle, and I'm freezing cold because like the cover. I'm halfway out the covers because like another cat's like under the covers and he's like sprawled out. So my legs are like hanging out of the bed. So yeah, that's why I have a cold, because these little furry bastards take advantage of me ruthlessly. And every time I'm ready to like put them back in their place, they hop on me and start purring, and I just lose all strength of will, because they're just so fucking cute. I swear, I think. Did you ever see that Futurama episode where it turns out that cats came down to the earth to like basically conquer it?
No.
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
That's what I think about cats right now. They're not like dogs, which are like the servants of man. Cat is the other way around. We are like, cats think of us as their servants, and I'm not really sure that they're wrong in that regard.
Yeah, cats view you as property.
Yeah, but they're so adorable though, aren't they?
No, kittens are adorable. Cats are assholes.
Well, you've never met my cats. Anyway, gonna mute now before let Todd continue. That's pretty. Who drew that?
Barry Windsor
Very.
Smith.
Oh, nice.
And this is with a terrible inker.
Yeah. Who inked that?
John Floyd.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But I would not want to be the person to ink Barry Windsor Smith.
No.
Because he's like a phenomenal ink, yeah, he's. I mean, this looks great, but Barry Windsor Smith has probably looked at this and was like, "This is shit," you know.
Yeah. Because he's so good at
He's
inking
so
himself.
good. Mm-hmm. He's just like, "Fuck this! I'll work on monsters."
Yeah. Well, he did that so he could work on monsters.
Yeah.
Because you do that, you do that job for Image back then. You make $100,000, and you go work on your own shit for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh damn! Some of these are already sold. This was an ash can called Mysterious Stranger. Well, I was like, oh shit, old school ash can sold for $3,000. John Buscema cover
Damn.
with Tom Palmer. This sold for $50,000. This is a original. Oh, dude, this was crazy. Original comic art. This is a complete 7-page story from Jack Davis. $70,000. Dude, this was sick. I looked at this and I was like, God, dude. It's interesting because I know Jack Davis from Mad Magazine. Because
Yeah.
that's kind of when my age. But look at this, dude.
Damn.
Like, let me zoom in a little more. Like, Jack Davis is the fucking man. Like, look at it. Look at his panels, dude. And they're turning. You see how they're kind of like the characters are turning?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It's really good.
That's a 7-page story. Like, he ended up like simplifying his style and getting a little more caricature stuff for the Mad Magazine stuff. But damn, dude, like obviously it was by choice. You know? Like look at the brush strokes on the legs and stuff for the. These guys were legitimate masters, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to download like that whole 7-page thing before just look at one more. Like I'm totally gonna have to download it before it goes away.
Yeah.
Dude, what? Look at that. It just looks like he teed off on it. He was like, yeah, I'll do a war. There you go. Like there is nobody that would put this much work in nowadays.
Wonder if he watched a movie to get inspired by this, you know?
It looks
These
like it
look
looks
very
cinematic.
cinematic, you know, with all the characters around.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they just pulled them out of their head, you know?
Yeah, look at that. Golly. This 97,000 splash page Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott. Look at this. That's just smooth. I just want to say, like, it's not even like this era. I just love how clean everything is and how readable everything is. You know?
Yeah.
Like even with this is small, you can tell exactly what's going on. Like the size of a postcard, you're like, yeah, I know what's going on. And I respect that so much.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
here's a funny thing. In this day and age, their audience were children.
Yeah.
It had to be simple. It had to be clear. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't a bunch of man babies that were reading this. That was kids. You
Yeah.
know, and some of them were learning how to read by picking up these books. You know, and they knew that. They knew that. So they had to keep it clean and clear and understandable. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that's a good point. No, that's true.
it's a different world.
Look at that two-fisted tail. This is Harvey Kurtzman. Doesn't that look like Frank Miller?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't see it, Avery, Andrew?
No, I was thinking more of who is that guy that influenced Frank Miller?
Harvey Kurtzman.
No, the Italian guy.
Sampaio, Spanish.
Spanish,
Sampaio.
Yeah.
Munoz Sampaio.
Because that's not a realistic face.
Yeah.
That's a very cartoonish face where Frank Miller would at least try to give it more, realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I've seen some of his recent covers. Oh,
those are pieces of shit. Those are Frank Miller. Oh, dude, look at this. This sold for $22,000. Oh, breaks my heart. There's a Black Canary splash page from Alex Toth.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. So he does the logo himself, right? And that in itself is freaking awesome, right? And he does all the lettering himself.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, those look great.
Now, I told you about that font I picked up, the Alex Toth font.
Yeah, does it really look like this?
Oh, yeah, looks just like that. I'm going to have Alex Toth letter some of my comic.
I'm sure he'd be mortified.
I don't think he's with us anymore, is he?
No, he is not. No.
Okay.
John Buscema, Tom Palmer, Avengers. Want to see that at all or no?
Sure.
God damn, look at that.
All right, let me ask you a question. How much do you think artists were paid back then to do those pages?
Oh, like $100 maybe.
Oh, I don't think
Less
so.
Less than that. 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, but bear in mind, inflation and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, I just, I keep whenever I see these pages, I always realize how much was lost with the old 3-tone printing technique they had back then. I mean, I actually have like one of the like an older one of the like an older Dark Phoenix Saga bound edition graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
And it uses the old 3-dot thing, and like you can tell the color just never matches up with the inks. Like it overlays everything, and all the detail is lost. I always thought it'd be better just to like read it in black and white.
Oh yeah, I agree. Well, that's why I get the oh, it's like they got the spinning ball of death here. That's why I got the these I collect the essential collections because those are all black and white. It's like artist editions. All these, it's all black and white, and it's on newsprint, so it looks really good. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let's try again. Buscema. I just love all that knick-knack detail, man.
It's a pretty picture. Even
Yeah,
though it's
that's really
grotesque, it's pretty.
It's super nice.
So the babe in the background has way too much clothing on.
Hmm.
But then again, it's a Conan cover, not an interior. Some of them Conan magazines, they got away with a lot of stuff. So
I don't know. John Byrne. I'm still not into John Byrne 100%, although I fully respect his storytelling. His shots.
I do not like the way he does panel layouts nowadays, where he does a lot of sideways panels and
yeah,
it's very distracting.
Yeah.
But he's still a great artist, so great storyteller, great artist.
Yeah, he was really, really good. Still is good. He still cranks it out.
Yeah, he's on my wish list too, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
More Glenn Fabry, Preacher covers. This is a classic one.
That wasn't the last issue, was it?
I don't know. The Alamo picture? It might have been.
Yeah.
There you go, Avery.
See, now you're going to make me look it up. Damn it.
Huh?
Now you're going to make me look it up.
I don't know if Avery's around, but like that Del Keown is so sick.
That was a precursor to his Pit, which was the best.
His Pit was better, I think, yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, you want to see this?
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, Del Keown.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was.
Hulk was
got some,
a really fun comic throughout a lot of the 80s and 90s.
That cover that you were looking at, that Preacher cover, that was issue 59. His last issue, the last issue was 66.
Oh, okay.
So
Jim Lee and Alex Garner, Gen 13. Oh, dude. It sold for 40 grand.
Damn.
I want to own something from this series, like this page. Like I want to own one of these.
Yeah.
Extinction Agenda was my all-time favorite story. It was so good. Peak Jim Lee too. He doesn't even draw like this anymore.
No. I mean, he still has things in common with it, but
yeah, but he was using I'm pretty sure this is actually a figure pose. He was he doesn't draw like this anymore. You know what I mean? He doesn't draw a girl curled up in a ball. He's not gonna do that. He might, but he doesn't really. His characters now are more just he's got his stack of poses that make money.
Yeah.
You know. There's a Todd McFarlane Hulk. You want to see that? Or I've got Todd McFarlane Hulk and I've got Todd McFarlane Spider-Man.
yeah, we've been there, done that with Spider-Man.
Yeah, you want to see the Hulk or no?
Sure. Oh, it's one that's got X Factor in it. Very cool.
Yeah, it's got Actually, it looks really good.
If you can't draw it, put it in silhouette.
Yeah. If you run out of time, put it in silhouette.
Yeah.
It works though. You know exactly what that is.
Yeah. I like the Joe Madureira thing where it's like there has to be one panel that's completely silhouette every page. Pick the one panel you don't want to draw and do it in silhouette.
That's right.
Or become Mike Mignola. Look at that.
I have one of those panels in Hero Book 2 where it was a fight scene, and there's this one scene where I've got two characters like ganging up on one character, and he's like knocked to the ground, he's on top of them, and I'm like, fuck it, it's just all silhouette.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, I literally, I said I didn't want to draw it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I made it work. You knew who was the characters were because, you know, they all had distinct outlines, but screw it. Sometimes that's the way you go.
Yeah. Frank Miller, John Romita Sr. I look at some John Romita Sr. stuff. His stuff also is like so crisp and clean. I could look at Romita like all night. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. You know, in Hero Book 1, I only drew one panel in which the characters were in silhouette, and it was because it was part of a scene where they're literally just walking through the forest, and I was like, I got tired of drawing the characters over and over again, just simply walking. So I did one scene where it's just silhouette, and then Avery filled in the background, and it's a gorgeous panel, and it worked because it was, you know, it broke up. It also broke up the page in the fact that it wasn't the same old, you know. Sometimes silhouettes can work really well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they work, man.
Yeah. You just can't do the whole book like that, like Jay Lee would do for Namor, you know?
Yeah.
I know you guys love that stuff, but
I love it.
I know.
Look how just sharp this shit is.
Have you guys seen the designs for the Fantastic Four for the Rivals video game?
The Rivals video game
No.
is dope.
Yeah. They kind of have like their costumes are like armor almost. And when Mr. Fantastic stretching, his armor like stretches as well. So it's really weird, but they're introducing the characters to the game as part of a storyline with Dracula, which doesn't make sense. It's like you'd think they'd go up against Doctor Doom, but no, they're doing it as a Dracula storyline, similar to like what happened in Bloodlust recently, the storyline in which they covered the world in darkness and vampires took over.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story in Rivals that they're introducing the Fantastic Four. So, all right, whatever.
Here you go, Schultz.
Oh yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, he's kind of like a modern day Frazetta, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do a Crom story that has dinosaurs in it. I've got to find a way to do it. You know, Conan like barbarian cat versus dinosaurs. I got to find a way to make that work.
Check this out, Wallywood.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's him. That's a portrait.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? I have a one of the art books that Rick gave me was a Dan DeCarlo book. He's famous for drawing sexy women, but he does it in the Archie style. He's famous for his Archie women. Mm-hmm. I was reading his biography at the beginning of the book. He was born on December 13th is his date of birth, but it said actually it's reported his birth date is December 12th, but he was actually born on December 13th. But his mom was extremely superstitious.
Oh, superstitious, yeah.
She had them change the record to show that he was born on December 12th and not December 13th because she didn't want the 13th to be his birthday.
Mm.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that.
Back in the days, I guess they took that into account for you, you know.
I want to show Zach what Rick gave me. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, let me. It's right over here. I can't bring them all. It's just like stacks of it. But dude, oh, we're so golden. Hold on. It's like so good. Like I'm still kind of reeling from it because it's like, kind of for us, it's like the best gift. I mean, he really should be here because I want to gush over it. But
well, you know what's so funny is I had posted something on one of my channels. And he commented about having lots and lots of stories. And I'm like, dude, you know, anytime you want to sit down and tell some of your stories. And he jokingly said, well, maybe when it's closer to the end for me. And I'm like,
yeah.
Don't tease me. I want it to happen. I was telling them, I said, you got all these stories, these great stories of people you've met and people you've done things with. You know, we should make a record of them.
Well, I like your idea, and I don't want to spoil it live here, but I liked your idea about including them in AF. So,
yeah. All right, do your thing.
But well, I'm just gonna say this: like, I can't bring them all over, but basically, it's like we're coming back up, like New Year's Eve, I guess, and stop by to see Andrew because he had boxes for Rick, and of course, the girls want to go to Uncle Andrew's comic shop, and like. Andrew's like, oh yeah, it's just here, these two boxes, and they were kind of like medium-sized boxes. I was like, oh, that's cool. And inside were like all these old books, and they were science fiction books. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was a little like, well, I don't actually read words, but okay, like I'm cool. I'm gonna tell the story again next time he is live, like next time he shows up. But I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll start to read books with words. I got back home and I started to unpack it, and they were all jumbled, like there wasn't any sequential order, and so of course, me being a super nerd, I just started putting them in sequential order and stacks. And holy shit, dude, I don't know where he got these or what his nerd is with these. So what this is, and I'm telling you, I have about, if I was to put it end to end, it's probably about 3 to 4 feet, 4 feet maybe. Yeah, about 3 feet tall, like a full yard of books stacked. Dude, these are the original science fiction magazines that came out like way back in the day. And so
he either worked at a bookstore or owned a bookstore at some point.
He knew something, because these are like, so check this out. These are like, what I did is I started to bag the oldest ones. So, these are some of the older ones. Like, but this is like, I'm telling you, like astounding science fiction, amazing stories, all of the top like science fiction books that I kind of heard about, but I never have seen these. Like, but this is amazing science fiction, May 1951. Okay, dude, like what's awesome, and this is for Zach too. These are the originals, so these are like, in here are the very first stories. Like, I was flipping through it, and then like all of a sudden you'll see a cover, and you'll see it says a new story by Isaac Asimov, right?
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
What? Like a brand new story by Philip K. Dick, and you're like, holy shit! Like, these are the first appearances of all their science fiction stories.
Yeah,
dude.
So these are like look at that, like. And so anyway, my point is, I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab the stack so you can see it here in a second. This is just the top stack, but I want to show you the oldest ones, because the oldest one is this, and I'm going to have to figure out about this. It's not in great condition. Astounding Science Fiction, 1939.
Todd,
yeah.
Todd, may I make a suggestion? Get a very large, heavy box with a very large lock on it. No, seriously, dude, that shit is valuable. In fact, I'm not just valuable in monetary sense. That should be that stuff should be in an archive. It should be in a museum. Do you realize that you probably have in there? Probably, I mean, I have to take a look at. You probably have in there like the original publication of Foundation.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm gonna show you here. I'm just gonna just show you the stack. I can't even lift it. It's so many books.
I knew I should have just handed him a couple of comics and say that was all I sent you.
No. Like I can't even lift them all because there's so many of them. Oh God, I don't want to fuck them up.
You know you're off camera now, right?
Yeah. I know because I'm over here picking them up and bringing them over. Like,
let me turn this. See his sweet ass as he gets up and walks around his room.
Yeah, this is just one stack. I have another stack that's about this high.
Yeah,
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Those are probably pretty damn valuable.
Well, some of them I remember had stickers on them, and they were like $15-$20 a piece.
Yeah, but that $15-$20 was probably from 1984.
Right. And I don't know if he paid that much for them. I don't know if he went out and bought them for that, or if these are just ones that he's,
No, these are crazy, man. And what's awesome, and I'm just gonna say it for art from my standpoint is like, and actually I really need to get these all in bags and back. Like I'm not putting them in backboards, but I need to get them in bags ASAP. Because they're gonna fall apart if I don't. But
I say this in all seriousness. Get those things appraised as soon as you can, because you probably have both your kids' college funds sitting in that box right now.
You think?
Or at least a fairly large chunk of it. I mean,
never know.
No, look, if you got stories by Philip K. Dick in there, and or Isaac Asimov, and they're one of and if it's, for example, if like one of those astoundings is the one with has like one of the original Foundations in it, and if it's in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would get some money off of that. I mean, it won't be like Superman, issue 1 money, but it'll be more than you would get for most of the stuff you're probably selling. I mean, look, you're talking about like cultural history there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all comics are, yeah.
Yeah, but no, seriously.
No, I have to.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about stories that are today like multi-million-dollar franchises. That's how they started in the pulp.
Right, I know.
So, yeah, I mean, look, it's some of that stuff. Again, it's going to depend on the condition they're in and which specific story.
None of them are mint condition. Like none of them are mint condition.
Well,
they're all beat to hell.
Well, no, let me revise it. You may not have the college fund, but you would probably have enough for a very nice vacation.
Yeah. Well, what I'm excited about, honestly, is that and I gotta get some bags because I gotta bag them up.
If that were me, I would bag them. I would box them. I would put them in a vault, and and once a year I would go down and just like look at them. That's it.
It's because this is why I was excited, because this is Zach's nerd, right? Like we're showing like original art. We're like, no, this is the stuff that started franchises, and now Zach is like, no, this is the stuff that started franchises.
Well, dude, there are three comic book guys here, and I'm basically the guy who's like, comics. I know. I don't know, man. I like comics, but to me, the story is everything.
Right.
The idea right now that people are just like buying the comics just to get the cover. To me, that's like blasphemy.
Yeah, that's retarded.
That's like someone buying a novel just because they like the cover art.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is absolutely retarded. Yeah.
I mean, but so what you got there? It's like, let me put it this way, it's like someone, it's like a rabbi,
mm-hmm.
went into a rummage room and found like a set of Torah scrolls that were signed by Maimonides himself.
Awesome. Well, what I'm excited about beyond your reaction, honestly, is that like we can. There's a lot of those stories in there are public domain now, right? I mean, we have more science fiction stories. Not to say that we would just take a public domain story and use it, but like we're never going to run out of ideas for adult fantasy ever. Like, there's no way. Like,
Right.
I'm just going to start reading those and just start finding stories that are good or that kind of spur an imaginative thing, and we're just going to start making stuff because that's the era, man. Like,
people have been using Cthulhu for years. You know, all of HP Lovecraft stuff. I mean, I don't know if Conan. I think Conan the Barbarians might be in the public domain now because I've seen like what are definitely non-official works of his for sale, but I mean I think the original stories have been in public domain for a while. It might be different with the comic books though. I mean, I know Titan Comics is the official. I don't know how. I mean, I'm not sure how it works because like the Robert E. Howard estate licensed it out to the people who were not Titan Comics, but the people who own it. You know, there's the same people behind like the Age of Conan game.
mm-hmm.
But I think the original like Howard stories have been in like public, have been like in PD for a while.
There's a company out right now that publishes a comic that retells Conan stories, but it's called the Sumerian.
Right.
So I think they can do the stories are public domain, but the name Conan is not. You have to have a licensing permission to use the name Conan, but the Sumerian you can use. The story of Conan and Belit was one I bought. That was really, really good. I never realized how utterly violent and brutal her death was. But they did a true to the story adaptation of it. But it was a Conan tale, but that was not the title of the comic.
Well, the problem with a lot of the Conan movies is that, except for the very first one, they never really stuck to the Howard movie. I mean, the first Conan novel movie, it wasn't based on the stories. I mean, a lot of that was taken from King Cole, but Oliver Stone, he got the feel and the atmosphere of the books, of the original books in that movie. Conan the Destroyer was just a kiddie movie, and the reboot they did, you know, if you like with Jason Momoa, they had the casting right, but it was just, you know, it was just generic fantasy movie, not very good. No, I mean it's like no, I mean I think like the Lord of the Rings is like is heading into public domain probably in the next few years, which I'm kind of dreading because you just know what that means. Gimli Legolas fan fiction slash movies. You know, so lots of elf dwarf sex, which is, I don't know. I mean, look, but no, man. I mean, look, I understand the idea behind limiting, like, you know, like time limiting copyrights. I mean, because, you know, like it or not, you know, once the original author is dead, once the original creator is dead, you know, it really belongs to the world. Otherwise, you know, like the stories of King Arthur would still belong to probably to some guy living in a castle in England somewhere. But the problem is that once we live in an age where everything has to be transgressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when Winnie the Pooh entered public domain, what's the first thing they did? They made it into a horror movie. And yeah, it's shocking and it's shocking and horror. It's shocking and you know, transgressive. But I just felt kind of sad when that came out because it's like, why do you have to do that? You know, are you trying to show how edgy you are? Well, congratulations, you succeeded, but you're kind of an asshole for doing it. At least that's how I felt.
Right. Yeah.
And so you just know that with like a lot of these really classic stories, when they come out, you just know that that's some guy out there who really, you know, can't, you know, has no ideas of his own, and you know he wants to like stick it to whoever, whoever the designated enemy of the month is for his particular social circle.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna take these stories and he's gonna do something that's just gonna it's just basically gonna dip it in shit and set it on fire. So yeah, I mean, it's already been done with the Lord of the Rings. Actually, there was a Russian guy who actually rewrote the Lord of the Rings as a communist morality story from the orcs' perspective.
Mm.
Now you can't buy it outside of Russia.
I saw that. Yeah.
And not only that, but did you know that so there's about 8 or 9 official Wizard of Oz novels written by L. Frank Baum, the original author. There's about 13 more in Russia, written by Russian authors. So this sort of thing is not unheard of. I mean, I mean, the Wizard of Oz at this point, I think it is in. Well, the original books are probably in public domain. I think with movies you can renew copyrights. I'm not really sure about that. I've talked to a lawyer, but you can just imagine if what's someone who wanted to someone who really wanted to upset people. For example, if it was someone who really wanted to upset people on the left, he would basically remake the Wizard of Oz as a homophobic rant.
Mm.
Someone who wanted to upset people on the right, he would do the exact opposite, basically make it all gay all the way. Either way,
that's just called normal Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it will be explicit. Well, I'll just use your imagination. Sorry, I'm just trying to fade a bit. But the thing is, though, is that it's just I guess what I'm trying to say is just because you can do something, once copyright expires, doesn't mean you have to or you really should. Because what you did with Disney was funny. I'll admit that, Todd. But the Steamboat Willie cartoon, that was funny. But on the other hand, I mean, what happens when the Peter Pan movie enters public domain, and I don't know, someone decides to take the subtext there and make it very, 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 very explicit. What then?
Right.
But no, I mean, who knows, right? Anyway, rant over. Your books are awesome, Todd. You've got
Thank you, man.
The original Peter Pan stage play entered into the public domain in the United States in January 1st of 2024, meaning it's been there already for a year.
Yeah, I'm sure the Peter Pan porn will be coming out any minute.
Well, I remember that comic that came out that was like Peter Pan, but he was a vampire.
Oh yeah. Well, the original story was written
years ago.
Well, remember the original novel was written in I don't know, from the 19th century, early 20th century. So it's got to have been out for a while. I think the rule is it's lifetime of the author plus 60 years.
However, the 1954 Broadway musical Peter Pan and Peter Pan Jr. are still under copyright protection and require a license to perform.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Well, there's versions of Disney's version of Peter Pan is owned by Disney, but you can do a Peter Pan story. You can name a character Peter Pan and actually do a Peter Pan story, but you have to do your own version of Peter Pan.
Well, I know.
It's like Frankenstein's monster is in public domain, but there's a version of it that is owned by Universal. There's a version that's owned by Marvel. There's a version that's owned there's all different, Warner Brothers, DC. They all have a version of the Frankenstein monster. You can create your own. The story and the character is public domain, but you can't do Universal's version and claim it as your own because it's copywritten by Universal.
I remember that. I think we when I was in high school, we did a high school play version of Godspell, and I think we did have to pay a fee for that. I mean, it wasn't that much, but we did have to like send like a check, like a $50 check to some publishing company somewhere. Of course, this is like back in like 93, 94.
Well, if it's a play, that it's probably written, it's based on somebody's written performance of the play.
Yeah, well, no, it was the actual play. It was actually the actual musical Godspell.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm sure somebody owns that, but
well, no, I think with copyright though, I mean, you can get, if you can actually create stuff based on copyrighted material, as long as you don't like sell it, because then it's considered like parody. Because like I think that's how it works in in Japan. That's how it works with doujinshi. Because fan created independent comics are a big thing there. I mean, they actually have their own conventions now. That's actually how a lot of manga artists get started. They do doujinshi of Mighty Atom or Demon Hunter X, whatever. And if they're good, and if the stuff they create sells, because you can actually sell fan art there, like that for profit, and the manga companies actually use that as a way to gauge whether or not you're any good. Because if you're selling like derivative works of and people are buying it, then you're probably good enough to work on the real thing. But I mean, but I think in this country, like for example, if you started, well, like John Byrne, he's what is he doing? He's redrawing all the old X-Men that he's continuing the X-Men story that he created back in the 80s.
Continuing it, yeah.
Is he charging for it?
Nope.
Because
you can view it for free, but it's not in print anywhere. He's not printing it and selling it, so.
But if he's displaying it and he's not collecting money for it, then copyright doesn't apply. It only applies if you're doing it and you're trying to make money. If you're trying to like make money off of it.
Yeah, it's more or less considered fan art,
Yeah. Although you got to wonder if so let me ask you, comic book guys. Let's say you did something like that. You're creating basically like highly good fan art, and you're not selling it because you would violate you would violate the copyright. But what if you had like a donate button, on your website next to each image? It's saying like, just help me buy coffee or something like that. Would that be considered a violation of copyright? Because you're not charging for the specific item, you're just asking people for money in general.
There's a lot of ways of getting around stuff. Like you'd go to conventions and artists would do sketches of somebody else's character, like they would draw Superman or Batman or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't allowed, but it wasn't stopped. And you could take a collection of your sketches and make them into a book, and you could sell that book of sketches of other people's characters. But there was a phrase, a legal phrase, that if you put in the beginning of your sketchbook, I forgot the actual wording was, but it was something I found that a lot of artists do it. And it's something along the lines of the characters are copyright of their own, of whoever owns the copyright.
Yeah.
But all the images are for scholarly review. Or something like that. There's some verbiage like that to where you're publishing this book of your work for the purpose of having people view it, but you're selling it. You're making money off of it, but you're not selling the characters. You're selling your images. There's just a legalese of getting around stuff. So there's there's ways of getting around almost anything. So.
Well, there's because there was a famous case involving fan fiction. This is before the internet. So there was an author called, I think it was Mercedes Lackey, or it might have been Mercedes Lackey. She was she was like wrote a lot of fantasy novels way back in the day, and she was interesting because she was one of the few who actually encouraged fan fiction. Now, this is before the internet, so it was like fanzines, that sort of thing. And people would write fanzines of her stuff, and she would write stories, and she would critique them. Actually, say, okay, this is good, this is not so good, so on and so forth. And then one day, someone wrote a story that was really good, and she actually used elements of that story using her characters for one of her books. And the writer of that fan fiction actually sued her for it. So he was claiming copyright on on the fan fiction that of her character. Now I think she won because obviously she was the creator. Mm-hmm. But I mean that's like I think that's one of the that's how so that's one of the reasons why I think like a lot of authors they like there's a lot of authors who encourage fan fiction because because it's good for business. It helps build the community. You encourage the fans. If fans are writing fanfic about your work, you're probably doing pretty well because they wouldn't do it for Joe Nobody. For example, that's why there's so much Harry Potter fanfic out there because there's a lot of Harry Potter fans. But there are other writers who don't like it. They just see it as you're playing in my sandbox. How dare you? There are some people who feel that you might be violating my copyright, especially if you start selling it, your work as yours. So, and there's actually a lot of best-selling books now that began as fanfics of established properties. They were derivative works, and these books were really popular. And the people writing them realized, hey, I've got something good here. So what they did was they basically filed off the serial numbers, as it were. They changed some of the names, changed enough of the details so that it could count as original. And it began as bestsellers. I mean, there's actually a lot of fantasy novels that began that way. City of Bones, Naomi Novik's dragons, dragon novels.
The 50 Shades of Grey was originally Twilight fanfic.
Yeah, it was a Twilight fanfic. There's like a bunch of stuff that actually like Twilight and Harry Potter apparently are like the big ones because they have huge fandoms. And those writers went on to like write their own stories. But they had to but they actually had to as they say, change a lot of the names, otherwise they wouldn't get sued. But I know George R.R. Martin doesn't like it, but his attitude is I can't stop it, so whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the way I would see it is, if you're at the point and you're as a writer or a creator where people are ripping you, like writing derivative works of your stuff. Take it as a mark of approval, because you're popular enough that people want to rip you off. I mean, if you were a nobody, why would they care?
Yep.
I mean, think about all the fan art that you see at cons. No one ever shows up and asks like the artist to draw a custom picture of Funky Flashman or Mr. Plastic or Plastic Man. Well, maybe Plastic Man, but or some other obscure character like Midnighter.
Well, I think it's funny about
what's
his name? The guy that did
Killing. Hold on. Hey, I just want to shout out to MK. What's up, MK? Sorry, I'm taking care. My kids are still awake. I'll be right back. Love you guys. I'll be right back.
Why don't you end the stream, because it's already after 10. So yeah,
right, I'll end it.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. MK, what's up, man? MK popped in and we're just like 2 minutes ago, and we're like, "Yep, peace out, guys." He's like, "Oh, you're super late. Glad you guys are still on." And we're like, out.
It's what happens. It's what happens.
I know. Well, MK, thank you so much for showing up, man. Love you, brother. And yeah, we're here, man. So anyway, it was a good show. You got to watch the replay. It was pretty good, I think. But anyway, love you guys. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
For all the parts where Todd just droned on and on and on.
Great. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you, man.
Love y'all.
Love you guys. See you soon. Peace out. Bye. Yeah. Have a good weekend, brother. Bye.